إن أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والاشتراك في القناة.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. اللهم ارشدني يا رب واجعل الصواب في قولي إن شاء الله رب العالمين. Today we're gonna be our number 8 episode today. Okay. We still have 4 planets we didn't visit, so we'll try to just touching them quickly this time. I have lots of information about them. Next time, inshallah, will be the final of the whole series. Okay, and the final will be the crop of everything we said. Okay, why Allah chose Earth to be the right planet for us to live on. Okay, so we're going to give the advantage of the Earth over the other old planets, inshallah. Okay, but again, I'm just emphasizing and reminding you guys, okay, all what we're doing just because we're following one verse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Quran, ما أنزل الله سبحانه وتعالى وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. We are نعبد الله. We are all believing that only one God, and we don't set any partners with them. Okay, and what we are doing, this is another form of ibadah lillah, just looking at the universe, looking at the kawn. Okay, so we are actually in ibadah. Okay, so we're not really violating anything. Okay, now before I start my talk today, let me see how attentive you guys were to my previous one. I'm going to ask one simple question. Okay, we're talking about the solar system, right? My question is, how many stars in the solar system? Raise your hand. How many stars in the solar system? Star.
Same amount of sand particles that are on the Earth.
How many? I want number. How many stars?
Billions and trillions.
Okay, say any number.
أنا ما عديت.
أنا ما عديتهم. أنت يا دكتور. أنا ما عديتهم شيء.
ولا أنا.
Yeah. Okay. How any other thing? How many stars? No answer? I think Hamayan got it correct. It's only one star in the whole solar system, which is the sun. The sun is a star. The other ones are planets. Okay, and I already explained that to you, the difference, especially to Bashmandis Muhammad, the difference between planet and the star. The star is actually emitting light. It's light by itself. Planet is dark, but you can see it maybe has some light because of the reflection of the light of the sun on it. So in this one we have only one star in the solar system. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Okay, hopefully we can cover all of that stuff, all those 4 planets today. Okay, so the first one we're going to be talking about.
كلهم ولاد صغار. عيال.
كلهم ولاد صغار يعني. Babies.
كلهم what?
عيال.
Oh yeah, Saturn is still big.
Yeah,
okay,
Saturn.
and those are almost the same size, you know, like those ones.
زحل.
Huh?
زحل.
Zohal, yes. So we talk today about Saturn. Okay, which is what we call it in Arabic Zohal. Zohal. When you tell somebody you are Zohal, means that you're insignificant, you're nothing, but it's not really insignificant, it's really very significant, okay? And probably Zohal, the name came from, it's very light, you know, it can really float on a river, you know, very, very light density. Okay, and the Roman name of it is the god.
Again.
Yeah, they're all Roman. God of God of agriculture.
Oh, ما شاء الله. ده احنا هناك بقى all vegetation بقى there.
I also astaghfirullah al-azim.
أي والله استغفر الله العظيم. There is no God but Allah.
just because of they mentioned this word in here.
وهي agriculture.
Most of the names of those planets either came from the Roman names or from the Greek names. Okay? We're going to see some of them, like when we talk about Uranus, okay, it has a Roman name and it has a Greek name. Okay. So this is the second gas giant. Okay. First one was Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
What is a gas?
Yeah.
This is a gas also.
Called that.
Okay. And it is a number what from the sun? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is a sixth planet from the sun. Okay. The distance from the sun, very close. Okay. It's about 887 million miles.
Millions?
Which is 10 times the distance of Earth from the sun. So the distance from here to here is about 10 times from here to here. It is the second largest planet. What is the first largest one?
The planet?
The second largest planet in the solar system. What is the first one?
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
أيوة،
Right.
إن شاء الله.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. The radius of it is about 37,000 miles. Radius. Okay. Which is about 9 times the radius of Earth. So the volume of Saturn is about 730 times the volume of Earth.
قديش؟ أكبر من هذا بالتالي.
Okay. The weight of it, 95 times the weight of Earth.
واو.
It's a huge one,
الله أكبر.
which amounts to be about 5.7 10 to the power 26 kilogram.
الله أكبر. سبحان الله.
Why I'm mentioning all those numbers? Just to realize the greatness of our Creator. See great things which we can't even, I cannot even write it. It's so much. If I put all those zeros in here, I'll get tired. Okay? Now, it's cooler than Jupiter. Cooler than Jupiter. Why?
يعني ice.
Just cooler in temperature.
Cooler, okay.
Yeah, because it's a little bit further than
The sun.
Jupiter. It's more away from the sun than Jupiter. Okay.
Yeah.
The temperature for it, it's about minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, this is an average. Sometimes it gets into the positive whenever its path, when it rotates around the sun, comes directly from the sun, and there is no other one in the path between both of them. So this is the coldest temperature.
Oh, guess
The
what?
1 year on this one, 1 year is about 29 and a half Earth years.
سبحان الله.
So it means that what? When the Earth moves one round around the sun, 29 and a half round around the sun, this Saturn will move only one.
One, yeah.
Okay, so it's much slower.
You're
Than,
about 2 years old.
huh?
You're about 2 years old.
About 2 years old?
That's your age in Saturn.
Saturn, because of the
Oh, you mean 2 years slower than?
No, your age is 2 years in Saturn right now.
We are already 2 years. Yes, with the scale of time. Yes, I got that.
It's still baby there.
And 1 day on this one here, 1 day is about 10 Earth days.
This is what Allah, this is a proof of the Quran. وإن يوم عند ربك كألف سنة.
بالظبط كده.
Yeah.
So this is almost like
1000 years here. Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
The ayah, Stefan?
لا إله إلا الله. ها؟
For the ayah.
وإن يوما عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون. This is proving all of this now.
So From those two numbers, we conclude that it's rotating around the sun slower than the Earth, okay? But the day on it is 10 days, 10 Earth days, so it rotates around its axis faster than the Earth.
يا دكتور ساترن جاز ولا ايس؟
Second, gas giant. Gas.
Gas.
All that is blob of gas.
But cold.
Sphere.
But cold.
Cold, of course, cold, yes.
Yeah.
All of those things.
امال ايه اللي تلج؟
Huh?
ايه اللي تلج ايس؟
When we talk about those.
بلوتو؟
Pluto and
كل لما
Neptune.
يبعد بقى
Oh yeah,
جامد
getting
بقى.
far away.
Ah.
Okay, so again,
Yeah. They live in Michigan.
the orbit distance. If this is the sun and it's rotating like that, the orbit, the distance of that distance here, okay, this is orbit distance is about 9 times 10 to the power 8 miles. One round around the sun is about 9 times 900 million miles.
So if
Okay.
it's gas, why is it so heavy?
It is the fifth. Yes, what did you say?
If it's all gas, why is it so heavy?
Well, gas has a weight also.
It's condensed also.
Okay, it's all compacted, compressed gas. It's not really light, I mean.
And the value itself كبير برضه. It's big يعني.
It's the fifth brightest planet.
سبحان الله.
Okay, the first one was planet. Okay, so the first one, I'm gonna just put this one arbitrary. I'm gonna say the first bright one is the sun. I know it's not really a planet. And then the other one will become the moon, our moon. Then Miss Venus, right? And then Jupiter. Then Saturn. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is number 5 as far as the brightness of it. Okay? And the atmosphere on it is typical, like, ammonia, ice, water ice, the atmosphere of it, all of the outer atmosphere, hydrogen, sulfur, all of those are in the ice form. They're really cold. Okay?
حتى السلفر cold, huh?
Sulfur in the form of ice.
Yes.
Even sulfur is like, because
Remember
it's
the
too,
sulfur you was talking
oh, the
about,
other one because it
about
was coming from the bottom of the moon of
Yes.
Jupiter, one of the moons of Jupiter,
Right.
where it's hot,
I still
so it
remember,
comes
yes.
melted, it's
إنها
molten.
ترمي بشر كالقصر.
Sharon and
هنا بقى the sulfur is ice, right?
Yes, those are
This
ice.
is proving in جهنم زمهرير. رسول الله said that. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من زمهرير جهنم. He seek refuge from زمهرير of Jahannam. What's زمهرير? The cold of Jahannam.
Coldness of
The sulfur, the coldness. See, and this also, sulfur is cold. And then another one, low, اللي هو around the Jupiter, the moon.
Moon around it.
Yes, إنها ترمي بشر كالقصر. You see, like the what the sparkling, right?
Sparkling.
Sparkling like a house, like a قصر, a big house. And this sulfur and yellow. I say كأنه شمالات صفر. And yellow like the color of the camel. Subhanallah.
Again, it's not really spherical, exactly spherical. Again, we said it's really oblique a little bit, like that. And there's a difference between this one and this one. It's about 6,000 miles again. So the delta between the two is about 6,000 miles. Same like Jupiter, almost. The most characteristic of this one here, okay, are the rings around it. So this is the planet, and then you can see really beautiful rings. Beautiful rings around it. Okay, colorful. Okay, and you really can see it in the sky when it's really very clear, beautiful blue sky. People can spot those things, and you can see. Okay. And those rings were discovered in, I think, in 1960. In 1610, discovered, okay, by Galileo, okay, with a telescope, okay. It stretches from the center of this one here. This distance stretch from the center of the planet about 90,000 kilometers. So we go in here, it goes around maybe about 90,000 kilometers. Okay, it's not only one ring, it's a whole bunch of rings, okay, next to each other. Okay. And those rings are made of billions of particles. Okay? They range in size from micrometer to meters. So from like part of the grains of sands to probably mountains next to each other, rings, okay? And they are actually made out of ice, particles of ice, and some dust, or rocks. Okay? It has, planet again, it has about 62 moons
62 moons.
around it.
اللي هو
This is-
Saturn, around Saturn.
Around Saturn, we're talking about Saturn today,
Oh.
yes. That's
62
62. The other one was
moons.
67 around it. So those are its own satellites. The moons around the planet, we call it satellites.
60 moons or 62 million.
62 moons.
هتقول لي مليون. هذا بيغششني غلط يعني.
No, don't listen to anybody. Just listen to me. Get your information from me, okay?
Stealing me wrong information. يا عم what is-
Okay. So the size of those moons can range from 1 kilometer
هو اللي عرفنا.
in diameter to about size of larger than the planet Mercury.
اه.
So they are different size. And the most important, the most important of those ones are the names of them. One is called Titan. One is called Lepidus. One is called Janus. Encelada, Enceladus. All kinds of them. Mimes. All of those names. Okay? And as I said, because it's a gas giant, it's a gas planet, there is no foothold, you cannot step on it. Okay? And that's why nobody really visited it. But there were some trips around it, some spacecraft moved around. From them, like Pioneer,
اللي مراته مزعلة يبعتها هنا.
Voyager, those are spacecraft orbited around it. Cassini ولا تغديني, right? Cassini ولا
لاقيني
تغديني.
ولا تغديني.
Those are the spacecraft which orbited it. Okay. It's very light.
It's cold.
Light.
صح.
Yes, it's cold. Yes. Minus
Somebody's
300.
wife giving him hard time. You can sit there.
Yeah, you can sit there, just freeze her to death. Yes, very easy, Okay, but you have to take her
حاجة
over
عندي
there.
سؤال.
People go to the Merich.
Huh?
Merich.
المريخ.
Oh, we
مارس.
talked about Mars before. Yes.
ولكن الناس راحوا هناك.
What about it?
People that go.
Oh, people went to the Marine? No, not yet. The plan is, I think, is 2020. They are preparing. They are making some studies. They send robots to Marine. Robots landed on Marine.
Weather, where? Merich.
But no human being yet. Oh, they are planning a trip.
تشربوا مية هناك ولا لا يا دكتور؟
Well, that's what they're doing. They're sending robots to discover what's the nature, what is the
Is there any water there?
if there's any water there, what is the nature, the hills or stuff like that. Robots. Once they collect enough information, probably they will have a time to send some human beings.
I don't want to go.
Okay.
مع السلامة.
The gravity on this one here,
I gotta cancel my ticket.
the gravity is about 10 to the power 10.4 meter per second square.
What the hell?
And the density, okay, is about 0.7 times the density of water. So it floats. The whole thing, if you know, put it on a river, it will float on the river.
Subhanallah.
Very light. That's enough about Saturn. I have more information, but let's go fast. Okay, so this is Saturn.
اللي وراها بلوتو.
اللي وراه هتبقى ان شاء الله يورانوس.
يورانوس.
حبيبي
يورانوس ولا ايرانوس؟
هو ده قاعد بيقول لي غلط يا دكتور انا.
يورانوس. اوكي
لا حول ولا قوة.
يورانوس.
انا قاعد بيقول لي ايرانوس. هذا بيقول لك كلام غلط.
In Lebanese term, it's what he said it. You know, this is a Lebanese term. So it has two names. People give it two names: the Romans, and the Greeks. The Romans called it grandfather of Jupiter.
اوه في عم فرق عيلة.
Jupiter, okay?
Yeah.
The Greek named it Uranus. Uranus. That's what the Greek name. It's like, again number. It's the seventh planet. If this one was the sixth, this one is going to be the seventh planet. Okay, what color is it? The color you can see it here. Greenish blue.
Yes, greenish.
Green. Yeah, it's a blue with shades of green.
I can see it.
Okay. The next one, the Neptune is blue. Okay, because in the atmosphere, the outer atmosphere, it has some gases, some helium. Okay, and the helium, when it's really too much helium, it can condense, give you the sense of the color, you know. So the colors of those two planets, because of the gases in the outer atmosphere. Okay, they are. This one is the third. It's the seventh, and how far it is from the sun? It's about 1.8 billion miles.
لا اله الا الله. لا اله الا الله.
The third largest planet.
Third largest. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what is the first largest one?
Jupiter.
Jupiter planet. Jupiter number 1. Saturn.
وبعدين يورانوس.
Doctor is getting very educated on
I like
this.
it. I like the subject a lot.
And this one here will be Uranus. This is the largest.
Yeah, I like the subject. جزاك الله كل خير.
How large it is? When you say large, this is about 11 times the Earth, times size of Earth. This is about 9.5 times size of Earth. Okay, this is about. The other one is largest. What would be here? Earth is about. This is about. No, I'm just trying to read my notes. You know.
You don't know how to read your notes?
4 times of the Earth, so it's going to be. I need to check that. I don't know. It has to be something lower than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get the point.
Okay. Yes. Okay, and it's also the fourth. It's the fourth largest mass. Fourth largest mass. First one is Jupiter. Second one is Saturn. Then Neptune. Then Uranus. Okay? This one, as far as mass, weight, this is about 318 times Earth. This is about 95 times Earth. This is about 17 times Earth. Okay? And this one is about 15 times. You guys stop talking, okay? 15 times Earth. Okay? If you're not interested, you can go have a sip of Coke outside.
Coke.
Okay. Yeah, Coke. Drink Coke, not solid ones. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the weight of this one, okay, it's 15 times the weight of Earth, as we said. So its weight is about 8.7, 10 to the power 25 kilogram, which is about 15 times the weight of Earth. I mean, if you go and review all the numbers I gave it to you before, or review it in your mind if you remember it, okay, it's going to be this way. The temperature on this one is again cold. It's a minus 370 degrees Fahrenheit. It's colder than Saturn, okay? It's farther away. Okay? And this one now is not gas giant. This one is ice giant.
اللي هو ايرانوس ها؟
اللي هو Uranus. We're talking about Uranus, yes. Ice giant. Okay, the 1 year on this one, 1 year.
ايرانوس بالعربي ايه يا دكتور اسمه؟
Uranus.
برضه نفس
Uranus.
ما نقولوش اسم غلبان.
Now, according to Muhammad, Uranus.
هذا باللبناني وده ولا ايه؟
باللبنان, in Lebanese language, it's Uranus. Okay. Okay. Now, the 1 year on this one here is 84 Earth years. Okay, 84. The one previous than that was what? How much? 1 year was about 30 Earth. So this is actually slower than the one previous before it. Okay. The 1 day.
شوية تلج.
1 day, yeah, but it's not really heavier. It's not heavier than Saturn. One day is about 18 Earth day. Okay, so it's slower than Saturn around the Sun. Okay, also slower than Earth around the Sun, and around its own axis. Again, it is.
حجم قد الارض قد ايه يا دكتور؟
ها؟
حجم قد الارض قد ايه؟
الفوليوم بتاعه الفوليوم of Uranus is about 60. I'm gonna make it a quiz for you, okay?
انا خايف في الحساب بس قول لي كده بالفلاحي.
No.
ايش هو حجم
No.
الارض؟
الراديوس بتاع Uranus is about 4 times the radius of Earth. Okay.
يعني قد
So it's
الأرض.
really, it's really big, but this is taken from far away, so it doesn't really show that. So what would be the volume? How much is the volume of Uranus compared to the Earth? Anybody can tell me? If the radius of that planet 4 times, you don't speak. What would be the volume compared to the Earth? How many Earths can fit? Which one is bigger?
4Q.
Huh?
4Q.
Which is what? About 64?
64.
About 64, right. So the volume of it, to answer your question, volume is about 64 times the volume of Earth.
يعني تحط في قلبه 6.
You can put 64.
64 Earth inside Uranus?
Yeah, theoretically, yes.
Why we are fighting each other here? We can go.
We can go, but you're gonna freeze to death. Okay, before you pick up anything, you're gonna be solid.
64 Earth can fit Uranus. Subhanallah. What about Jupiter? Come here. Come Earth and Jupiter.
Jupiter is how many? About radius is 11.
Okay.
So 11 times 11 times 11, about 1,000.
1,000 Earth.
Yes.
La ilaha illallah.
Okay.
What about the Sun?
No, we're not gonna go back again now. I mean, hey, you review my lectures, okay? We're not. Well, now
It's just a reviewing. I'm reviewing.
Okay.
It's a good mix.
Again, it is really elliptical a little bit like that, and there is a difference between the polar lengths and the equatorial lengths. The difference delta here between those two lengths is again about 6,000 miles. The density of this one here, density,
ها لسه ربع ساعة في minutes before sunrise.
density
نوصل
ها
okay, is 1.27 grams per centimeter cube. So is it lighter than water? Is it lighter or heavier than water? So if you put it in a river, will it sink or will it float?
Flow.
Answer.
Flow.
Density of that planet is 1.3 gram per centimeter cube. What is the density of water? How many gram per centimeter? You, God, come on. What is this? Those are kindergarten people know that. Density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cubed. This is 1.3, so it's heavier. So if you put it in the water, you just go and pick it up from the bottom of the water. Okay, so it will sink. Okay.
بدك علي كان حد قال لك علي ارشميدس
This one discovered. It's discovered that the planet discovered
شكلك مقصر.
in 1781. Okay, when they invented the telescope. That's the first time it has been discovered by a guy called Sir, the guy who looked it up first, Sir Herschel. Herschel. Okay. The mass of it,
مش بعرفني ما في واحد عربي واحد
80% of it, 80% of the mass is fluid. Fluid means could be gas or could be liquid.
Yeah.
Okay. Water. Okay. CH4, methane, ammonia.
شيخ هدول عرب صغير وسمين.
All of those things are ice.
عرب صغيرة سموه.
Okay. Ice because it's cold. Okay.
بحب الصرمو.
Okay. This has another characteristic. Okay. All those ones were when they rotate around the sun in a plane like that. Okay. This one a little bit odd. So it's really tilted like that, you know. Tilted. I mean, all of them will rotate around the sun in a planar. We said that. Okay. This one a little bit tilted. You know, it's like that and tilting like that. So there's like an axis about 17 degrees. Okay. So it is like that. All of them they rotate like that. This one is معوج شوي. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, and if you remember, it rotates around its own axis, counterclockwise or clockwise. All the planets they rotate whether around the sun or around their own axis. In what? Hmm? Counterclockwise. All of them except. Around their own axis. They all around the sun counterclockwise, no doubt. But there are two of them only rotate around their own axis clockwise.
opposite.
Oh, two odd ones. The first odd thing, as usual, Venus. The lady, right? Okay, it rotates around its axis, okay, clockwise. So is Uranus also rotates around the axis. Huh? Okay, again, the atmosphere, outside the atmosphere is again helium and the hydrogen and the methane and the silicate on the core of it and stuff like that. Okay?
يعني ممكن نطلق فينوس من مارس ونجوزها ليورانوس وخلاص.
Okay.
أو بشكل بعض. يقول عليها.
I said the 1 year here, 1 year,
Venus was telling.
1 year is about 84 Earth years.
لا فينوس.
He hot.
هات.
Look at that. 84 Earth years. So it takes about 84 years to rotate. And it's slow. Okay? So this 84 could be 42, half of it. 42 and 42. That could be dark, all dark, doesn't see the sun, and that could be sunny or light. Okay? So this is the winter time. This is the summer time. So if you go there, okay, you can spend like about 42 years in winter and 42 years in summer.
ما شاء الله.
Okay?
يعني أبو أحمد all of his life will be winter or summer.
What? Yeah, all his life. Yeah,
All of his life.
about whatever remained of our lives.
Subhanallah.
Okay, and it has 27 moons.
27
27 moons. Yes.
La ilaha illallah. And the size of the moon the same like our moon, doctor, or different?
No. Well, some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller.
But they give light, the same thing? They reflect the light from the sun?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are also dark, but they just reflect the light. Whatever they can get from the sun, they can
Yes,
reflect
it
it.
depends where is their response.
Yeah.
And,
Yes. Okay. And they are actually mainly rocks, made out of rocks and ice. Those moons.
These moons, ice too?
Yes.
Subhanallah.
You are the icy land, you know, Iceland, way far away. Everything's really frozen there. Okay?
في إسلامنا.
Also has rings to it, but not really very discernible like the Saturn rings. There are some rings in it, but not really very characteristic of it. Okay?
Subhanallah.
Okay, and the moons actually they range from size بتاعهم, okay, from 400 to 1600
That's great.
kilometer in diameter.
Okay.
And they weigh from 6 to the power 19 to 3 times 10 to the power 21 kilogram. Ranging, you know, some of them between here and here, and their weight between this and this. Okay, so this is all about Uranus. Okay. What time do we have so far? How much did we
That's
record?
36.
Huh?
36 minutes.
36 now? Okay. So I think, okay, but don't stop now. I think that's enough, okay, for us today. And for the rest of it, you can really read about it. It's not really as important as those big ones. So I'm going to be satisfied by those ones, okay, relying on your self-education. And next time, we're going to say our beautiful topic, and we can glorify God more and more and more, and after all of that stuff, why He made us live on earth, okay? And I really thank you for your attention. Thank you for coming and being interested in here, okay? And we will continue next week, inshallah.
There is something, Abu Mahmoud. Yeah, subhanallah, from these lectures, of course, you come to pray. Doctor will say thank you for coming. Already you're coming to pray, not for.
Of course, what about this?
Okay, Qasim Bhai, just say, subhanallah, when you listen to this and you see, I think about Allah's greatness. Wallahi al-Azim. One of the scholars said, when you disobey Allah Azza wa Jal, when you want to disobey Allah, to make something haram or sin, don't think about your sin small or big, major or minor.
Think of the greatness.
Yeah, think about the azamat, the one which is you disobeyed him.
Right.
He's great. Don't think about your sin, small or big.
Yes.
Think about the greatness of Allah, the one whom you disobeyed him. Yes, very important. SubhanAllah, when you think about these planets and
So
how.
don't think of
Don't
how great your sin is, but think how greatest is who are you going to make the sin against.
Where are we
So that's
from this?
what-
يا جماعة والله يعني سبحان الله.
Yes, okay, so this is
قاسم باي عنده حاجة.
Yes,
What do you want to say?
My question is that these are all the planet, right? These are the all planets, including the Earth. Is that correct? Earth is not
on the
planet.
planet where? On the planet. I will tell you next time. I'm going to shock you next time.
No. The very simple question.
I know. I'm entertaining his question. You just want to know. Okay. Let me answer his question. Yes.
These are the all planets.
Those are the planets of the solar system.
Okay, including the Earth, right?
Yes.
Okay. Earth one day is going to be destroyed.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So those planets are also going to be
Oh,
destroyed.
I don't know. Everything is going to be in the universe will be destroyed.
Because-
Nothing. Okay. My take.
Qasim Bhai, my answer according to the Quran, yes. Because Allah said in the Quran, يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ. Allah will replace the earth with different earth and the samawat, the heavens also. means when Allah say kun fayakun, gonna be big destruction for everything. Even some scholars they said even the Jannah and the hellfire, and Allah will
Yes.
create them again.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he said, وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Nothing gonna remain except the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything will be perished, destroyed.
Say my question.
Yes.
Is going to be destroyed, but it still exist, different shape.
When the replacement gonna be different shape.
Shape.
Yes.
So those kind of all the planet is
Planets.
going to be destroyed. Then the not shape like that. You're going to be.
Maybe Allah will replace all of
That's
this
what
with Jannah and just Jannah and hellfire.
Yeah, we don't.
In the end, it's just gonna be Jannah and hellfire. Allah A'lam. Allah knows best. But in the end, just gonna be Jannah or hellfire. That's it. Nothing else. And the Jannah in the heaven, and the hellfire in the bottom of the earth.
So hellfire.
How? This is his job. It's not my job.
So-
But this is what I know. Yeah, from the creed, the aqidah.
So hellfire, there is no step.
There is no.
A step you can step it, just floating. If you go, anybody go hell,
Yeah.
you will floating, not stepping.
Actually, no.
These are the all gas.
لا no قصد برا. The hellfire is دركات. دركات. It's like what we said before.
Levels.
Jannah's levels too.
Yeah.
But the Arabic we say darajat. More you go higher, better. In Jannah, go up. In the hellfire, more you go worse, go down. It's called darak. Yeah, darak. Their daraja. This is daraka. Dark. من المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار. The hypocrites will be in the lowest in the hellfire. They're gonna be in the bottom. الدرك الأسفل. Say darak. But Jannah daraj. Daraj means you go up. More you go up. Like I when I explained my book about Jannah, the way to Jannah, I said Jannah and hellfire like a pyramid like this. See, this is the hellfire. Exactly like the pyramid like this. Hellfire. Okay, more you go down, more it's gonna be bigger and worse. Jannah is different. Jannah is like this. More you go up, it's gonna be bigger and better. Firdaus al-A'la here, the Arsh al-Rahman.
But
See?
say,
It's gonna be bigger like this. Jannah. You go up. Like
The
this.
hell-
عرضها السماوات والأرض. That's the size.
the,
عدة here?
no, Sheikh, when the people go, Nauzubillah, to hell,
Yes.
they will step,
There's dark, yes.
Dark.
Yes.
There will be
they will
steps,
step,
obviously.
Yes.
or just floating.
لا لا step.
Escalator.
But the step is not like the step.
Like
It's
the escalator.
Like when
This
Jibreel
is a step, if you put.
Like for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
in the air, you can move anywhere you want because it's
It's in space.
Yeah.
لا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran about the father of Khalid ibn Walid.
Yeah.
الوليد بن المغيرة.
سنرهقه
He said
صعودا.
سأرهقه صعودا. What is صعودا? It's a mountain in the hellfire. And سأرهقه, I will make him tired. Allah said. Why tired? Because he knew about the Quran was right and he denied. And what gonna happen to him? He gonna climb that Saud, that mountain there in the hellfire. He think he can escape from the top. Since he will go to after climbing that mountain there, this is punishment. Will go there in the top. He was thinking he can escape. He will find some way to get out. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إنها عليهم موصدة. There is no exit for the kuffar to get out. موصدة will be locked. And he will think there is an exit up. Since he will go up, he will be hammered with a big hammer 70 years until he go to the bottom, and he will go again. Will be hammered and go again. This is his سأرهقه صعودا. This is his punishment. Means it's not like what doctor saying ice or gas. No, you can have too many things there.
These malaika, when they come from the heaven
Huh?
to the earth, they will step on the earth.
They step in the earth. What do you mean?
What do you mean step?
To come to some, like a Jibreel alayhi salam come
Yes,
to
he used to step in the earth. He used to come in the form of a human being.
Right.
So he step on the earth.
Yes, and he used to walk. He used to.
There's a sign on the earth also, because according to that, the Pharaoh and when he was walking, the Jibreel alayhi salam, he took the
Samari.
Or Samari? No,
step.
Samari.
من
His
أثر-
horse,
من
the
أثر-
horse
من أثر
of
الرسول.
Jibreel, yes.
من أثر
And
الرسول.
Jibreel, he was sitting with the Sahaba and asking Rasulullah about Islam, Iman, Ihsan. And suddenly he disappeared. And they said he was Jibreel, he came to teach your religion. He used to come in the form of Dihya al-Kalbi, that Sahaba.
Dihya al-Kalbi, yes.
Yeah.
He used to sit in the midair too. Remember when he first
Well, Brother Qasim, don't think of this like stairs, you know. It's levels, but when going down, we call it darak. When going up, we call it
It is steps also قسم باي because Rasulullah said in the hadith إن في الجنة 100 درجة. We have in Jannah 100 steps, ranks. Between each two, like between the heaven and the earth. Allah prepared them for the shaheed. Shaheed who will have 100 ranks or levels or steps in Jannah. And between each two, like between the heaven and the earth. Imagine that this for the shaheed in Jannah. Yeah. Yeah.
And in the day of judgment, okay, God is going to destroy everything after the second trumpet, you know, okay? It's going to be the 4 angels, Ibrahim, Mikael, Israfil, and the angel of death. And God is going to order all of them to be destroyed, to be killed, dead.
All of this, what
will go.
explain, the planets will be destroyed.
Will go.
I know his
and
question.
then God he said, لمن الملك اليوم لمن الملك. Nobody's going to answer because there is nobody there except him. لله الواحد القهار.
كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه.
Yes.
أيوة. Everything will be destroyed قسم بعد. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات وبرزوا لله الواحد القهار. Yes, everything will be changed. Yeah. جزاكم الله خير.
جزاكم الله خير.